Fucking horrible. All right, so nothing new. So in other words, did you come out watching that and say to yourself, you're more convinced that there are aliens?
I was convinced.
He was already convinced.
So your man Getz came out. So the guy from Florida, he went during the
crazy.
hearing.
He's in office, bro.
Right.
It's
I know.
fucking nuts that dude's still in office.
With his plastic hair, dude. That's always like perfect, man. It's great. He went to a base in Florida. Supposedly, they didn't let him in. He finally talked his way in. They showed him pictures and that were taken from a fighter and a clip of radar about some orb that they saw flying, and he was like, I don't know what it is.
I think it's all smoke and mirrors, Mark.
Brian, could see if you could find the government released an orb, a picture, a video of an orb from like one of our drones.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are saying
from Iraq, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I have photos. You want the video?
No, the video.
Yeah, I got the video. I got the video. Yeah, I got the video.
I don't know, man. I think it's
what do you don't know?
Well, because me and you were watching that thing that time, right? Hold on, before you play that video, because I want to see that. Me and you were watching that thing that time. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. We watched that thing, and every time the dude was bringing up pictures they showed were drawings.
Right. Some other.
I'm like, my cousin was doing that in 7th grade. He was drawing spaceships.
Right. So, but you're saying the drawings, but you're saying so that one guy that we were watching, you think that guy's crazy or something?
I don't know. He could be crazy.
He seemed kind of normal to me, right? Did he seem normal to you? Didn't seem like he was acting to me. Didn't seem like he was acting to you. Unless he's a really, really good actor. He should be in fucking SAG.
He probably is.
He's probably not.
They're all in fucking SAG. That's why that dude went blank, because he don't have no writers. They're all on strike. He went blank. They went on strike right in the middle of writing that speech.
That's funny.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, all right, let's see the video. Hold on a second. Let's go to some comments real quick. Richard, what's up, baby? Glad you're back. What's up, G Crew? With a whopping 7 billion cameras in the hands of our fellow Earthlings, it's pretty mind-blowing that we haven't stumbled upon any legit video evidence of aliens. That's what we were just saying. Call me crazy.
It's troublesome.
Yeah, call me crazy, but they're setting the stage. That's what I'm saying. I think it's all just smoke and mirrors.
Could be that too. Everybody could be setting this Grush guy up with some wildness. Yeah,
I mean, he could just be a plant anyway. All these dudes,
right?
Fravor, Rogan,
so if he
times, bro. Right. You know.
So I don't think you think that guy's a plant. You know what I mean?
They all could be plants, dog. That's the thing. Rogan could be a plant. Everyone on his show could be a fucking plant. I don't think he is.
I don't think
could
Rogan's
be, dog. Plant, no, definitely not, bro. No way. But
I don't think
when you start assuming that people could be plants, you don't know who is a plant.
But I'm more
Russia, dog.
I'm more prone to believe that. I don't even know if that comment I just said made sense. It sounded too smart. I feel like I said some stupid shit.
To believe.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, man. I heard that. So what the fuck did I just say, man? It's my ignorance. I'm more to believe that when I see these people from the government who are like these high, deep in dudes coming out and saying it, that they're plants. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
as opposed to who? Like
Joe Rogan being a plant. Or like, media, we all know they're all fucking.
So Pilot Favor he's retired. You know what I mean? They pulled them out and like, hey, you said you saw something.
So cute how you cling to all these facts that the government puts out, Mark.
Which goes back to what Richard just said, though. We got all these cameras, dude. Like, put it this way. When that rocket, they said it was a rocket, went up in Florida. We were driving to a show. Some rocket went up in Florida.
Yeah.
I was driving to a show with Zach and Ray.
And you seen it, right?
And we seen it, and we were like, what the fuck is that? Because we seen some shit going straight off, and then it made a weird turn, and then just kept going and going and going. And we were told it was a rocket in Florida.
Did it look like anything?
I was in Staten Island.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't know I could see rockets going up in Florida from Staten Island. I didn't know that. It was new to me. But then again, I also couldn't point out anything in the map. So, maybe we can see this shit. I mean, this chick could see Alaska from her window, right? So maybe we can see fucking shit going up in Florida. But they came out and said it was a rock. That shit was filmed all over the place. Zach jumped out in the middle of the street, started filming it. People were standing with their hands out the car filming it. That video came out pretty good.
Yeah, I also think, though, I mean, you're also overestimating the control that I don't even know if it's or underestimating or overestimating the control that the government has over the internet. The control they have over the information. I mean, I'm sure a video could get out, but dude, they could squash it.
I don't know.
You don't think they could squash stuff now? Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, dude. I mean, everyone's got a fucking camera, bro. It'd be almost impossible to do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. You got to go back a little bit. King Handel said earlier, today's congressional hearings are the corporate equivalent of meetings. Yeah, nothing ever comes of them.
Mm-mm.
All the brouhaha over UFOs is great cover for the very real advanced military research testing that the government does. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're just trying to get us not to look at a bunch of other things. Cliffy says, I have an important question. What do you all know about the Sumerian tablets? Thoth and Billy Carson, David Icke research. I know nothing.
I do. I mean, I know like a little bit. I'm familiar with the subjects, but I mean, that kind of, I said something to my fiance this morning. I said, what's interesting is all this UFO talk is coming out. And there's not really a lot of, no one's coming out against it.
What do you mean?
There
is. Mick West is a guy.
Oh, Mick West is coming out against it?
Yeah, totally. Big time.
Really?
He debunks.
Michael Knowles is going out against it.
But,
I mean, I'm just saying, he's saying no one's going out against it,
So
Matt Walsh, it's funny because they're both part of the Daily Wire, and Matt Walsh is like, he's bugging. There's aliens, because Matt Walsh is very into aliens.
Huh.
He's like a more successful you, Mark. He's got the same mustache and beard.
I've seen him. I know who he is.
Let me pull this video up. This is the Pentagon released video.
You'll see it come through the top of the screen. There it goes. And then the camera will slew to follow it. You'll see it pop in and out of the field of view there. This is essentially all of the data
we have. What am I looking at? Oh, on the lower right-hand corner. Right-hand corner.
Yeah.
All right.
There watch. It comes in for the top.
Case we are still studying.
Oh. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
It's a flying basketball.
It's a flying basketball. It's a computer-generated dot. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm sorry. I agree with my man Richard that if that shit was real, Steven Buddha says, hey, Steve, Buddha, welcome, man. I was married to one. Good job last night, Buddha, by the way. You headlined over at Resorts. I think there would be there'd be obvious shit. I'm just really surprised that nobody really gives a fuck.
That's pretty wild. That's interesting. So this dude,
no one even gives.
I'm also surprised some hardline, right wing, super Christian conservatives aren't coming out and saying anything at all either.
Well, some are. Mark found a couple of videos where they say they're demons.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people have said interdimensional demons. But this guy Grush, they asked him a question. He said there were that they found biological something.
Yeah, I saw that clip. Yeah.
You know what I
that
mean?
They found they said that they find the pilots. He said we found biological
non-human biologics.
Yeah, because they said human or non-human. He said non-human.
Previously, he said bodies. You know, in a TV interview, he said there were pilots.
Craft stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
I think he's programmed. Why is he alive?
Because he came out. He came out. That's why.
Come on, man.
Again,
the Clintons be taking people out left and right. They can't get rid of this guy.
Were any of those people that the Clintons taken out a whistleblower who went to Congress and went through the channels and were on TV on a News Nation interview? Did the guy that hung himself and shot himself with the shotgun, did he come out before that?
What came first, the hanging or the shotgun blast?
Right.
Good point. I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
I don't think it matters, but I don't know the answer to that. Richard says, yeah, but that's according to people he spoke to. He never seen shit with his own eyes.
Right. Agreed.
King Handler says the Mormons know all about the mothership.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. Do you guys know about that? Like the shit that they believe in?
Nah, enlighten me.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll bring it up because it's actually pretty interesting, and all this stuff. Oh man. According to Mormon cosmology, there was a pre-existence or pre-mortal life in which humans were literal children of heavenly parents. Although their spirits were created, the essential intelligence of these spirits is considered eternal and without beginning. During the pre-mortal life, a plan of salvation was presented by God the Father and Jehovah, championing moral agency, but Lucifer countered with a plan that abolished individual choice and promised eternal exhalation to all, regardless of individual desire.
That could have been written in any language just now, and I would have understood it just the same. It could have been written in any language, and I would have understood it the same way I just understood it right now.
Yeah,
you know,
well, all right.
Could you explain that in layman's terms?
Mormon cosmology teaches that the Earth is not unique, but that it is one of many inhabited planets. Each planet created for the purpose of bringing about the immortality and eternal life of humanity. These worlds were, according to the doctrine, created by Jehovah, the pre-mortal Jesus. Because Mormonism holds that Jesus created the universe, yet his father, God the Father, once dwelt upon an earth as mortal, it may be interpreted that Mormonism teaches the existence of multiverse, and it is not clear if the other inhabited worlds mentioned in the scriptures are teachings refers to planets within this universe or not.
Yeah. Any language. You could have wrote that in any language, dude.
But
any
I mean, man, dude, it's like, you know, we talk about all these things. We talk about flat Earth. We talk about aliens. We talk about God. We talk about creation. And we talk about Satan. We talk about the stuff in the music industry. And like all these things are coming together now.
They've always been working together. You know. I don't know, man. I just don't buy the aliens thing. I'm not convinced yet.
You believe in the lizard people. What do you think the lizard people are?
I don't necessarily believe them. Well, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there are aliens. Because I don't necessarily believe in the lizard people. I don't necessarily believe in anything. Mark, what do I believe in other than Jesus? I really don't believe in anything. You know what I'm saying? I really don't believe in anything. And the only reason like people think it's a blind faith is not. There was a thing that went on between me and God that nobody could tell me didn't happen. So Richard says, I'm not worried about aliens. I'm worried about the next 9/11 times 10. We're overpopulated and the governments of the world are about to do something about it. So it seems to me. The truth is, though, we're not overpopulated. You could fit the entire existence of man in Texas.
It's not what overpopulation means, though, dog.
What's that mean?
The overpopulation is really more attributing to resources, right?
So
find cost.
But find out
Dude,
how much food is wasted every year. I think 25% or more of the food.
Sure, but still, just because that food is wasted, the reason it's wasted is because there isn't the resources or the financial means to do shit with it sometimes. Because if there was a capitalistic way that they could turn that shit into a profit, they would be profiting off of it. That's a fact. Yeah,
but they'd be profiting off of it.
They would be profiting more off of it if they could, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're trying to do that now, man. You got this dude buying up all the farms from Microsoft.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who owns them, bro. I'm just saying what they don't want.
It doesn't matter. Wait a minute. It doesn't matter who owns them.
No, it does, but not to this argument. Not to the overpopulation argument. The argument for overpopulation is they don't want to have to take care of that many people. You know, they don't want to have a welfare world of 7 billion people. It's easier to just control 1 billion people instead of 7. I mean, that's what it's about. It's not about
them.
space.
It's overpopulated.
Correct.
That's what they sell us. Correct. That it's overpopulated. They keep saying that. In fact, they got Kamala Harris saying the other day about lowering the population. Did you see that shit? Where she came out and said, Richard said, resources, bro. We have been purging the earth for a minute now. See, that's what I'm saying, though. And Brian agrees with you. Brian agrees with you, Richard. But I gotta say, I don't agree with either of you. The earth is fine, man. The earth is gonna do what the earth does. There's enough resources out there for everybody, man. There really is, you know. And I think the big lie is that there isn't enough resources. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, man. There's enough resources. They're trying to, in fact, what they're trying to do is cut down on the resources. That's why they're attacking these.
They fix the supply. They fix the supply.
Yeah, they're trying to lower the supply.
Well,
they wouldn't have to lower it if it was already not enough to go around.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? They were paying farmers to get rid of whole fucking things. Crops. They were paying them to destroy them. Yeah. Why? If we're, you know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is we're not. People aren't even having babies. We don't have the right number to put people in positions, which is what they want, so we could have more robots and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just find it very convenient that now all of a sudden there's aliens now. The timing and everything, it's like. And
so they're saying that this is the government's timeline for disclosure. So it's not that the government, like Brian said, that maybe they're setting this up, but that the government is setting it up, telling us in a soft way.
They want us to believe there's too many people. So every time they start talking about that shit, they don't sound like Hitler. King Handel says, Brian, it's not a resource problem. It's an engineering problem. There are energy resources on Earth and space we haven't figured out how to tap into.
It's kind of what that's kind of what I meant. But yeah.
I think there's enough resources. I think the Earth is fine. You know what I'm saying? I think man is giving themselves too much props, thinking that we're bigger than the creations that God has made. You know what I'm saying? Like the Earth is gonna be.
I think it all comes down to
don't throw God into this creation thing. All right.
I think it all comes down to dollars too. You know.
See, here's a question, Mark.
Yes.
All right. Here's a question.
Yes.
God comes and appears before you. There's no doubt whatsoever that he exists. He's right in front of you, the being of God. It's probably not in the shape of a man, but the being of God comes. Do you worship him?
Do I know it's him?
Yeah. Well, it's obvious, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's no like this. I do exist. Here I am. Come follow me. Worship me.
All right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right. So for you, it's not a pride thing. For you, it's more of a, you're just being kept in the darkness by. I'm gonna pray for you, Mark.
Thanks.
Such a dick thing to say.
Yo, you want to hear something funny? I was hanging out with Lou, right? Lou got the new restaurant, right? He's trying to get it off the ground. You know, it's going slow, but he's trying to get off the ground. And I'm there one day, and it's just me, him, and his workers. And this black lady comes in, and she goes, "I was walking by, and I felt the Lord tell me to bless you. Do you mind if I pray for you?" And Lou goes, "Sure." And she starts to bless him, and she's like, Lord, bless this man right here with his new business. The old owner was very successful. He had crowds going around the corner, and there's no one here, Lord. Teach this man how to run and operate a business, Lord. Because the other operator, it was like it started as a blessing, and the more she went on, the more she just kept ripping them. And I'm standing there listening to it, and I'm looking at him, and at first he's like this, and then she's like, just everything she's saying is putting him down. Like the other person had 1,000 people here a week. He could barely get one. And she points me. Meanwhile, I'm his boy. I'm not even a customer. And she just keeps going, making it sound worse and worse and worse. And then she's like, in Jesus' name, thank you, my brother. And he's like, yeah, thank you. And she walks out. I said, what the fuck was that? She basically said you was a failure. That's hysterical, yo. But shortly after that, he got his liquor license. So let's see. Maybe success is right around the corner. Yeah. Let's see, man.
Mark, you familiar with the Skinny Bob footage?
No,
I'm not. What's the Skinny Bob footage?
Yeah. So
hold on 1 second. Cliffy Icon says it all smells like Illuminati, New World Order mechanics. Mark, do you believe in Illuminati? And the deep state?
Oh, deep state, I do believe. Yeah, that's the whole UFO thing. It's deep state.
All right, so I want to break it down to people right now. What the deep state actually means, right? This is my opinion of what the deep state is, right?
Okay, but I like the way we went from what it actually means to this is my opinion. What I think it is. Okay,
let me rephrase. This is 100% pure fact. The way that our government works is they collect taxes from the taxpayers, meaning regular people and businesses, and wherever else their streams of revenue come in. Right, that money is then decided through the appropriations committees of Congress of where it goes to. And all that money goes out to 3-letter agencies that are all over the place in the U.S. Right, some of these agencies could theoretically have been in existence in the 40s and 50s. And people don't even know that the money's even going there. I mean, these appropriations documents are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, and they have hundreds of people working on them. So, like, you could be in charge of this segment of the document, and then you're just figuring out where this money is going, completely separated from the other people who are working on it. That's what the deep state is. It's the money funnel, and then there are actors behind that who aren't elected officials, but keep benefiting from the finances from those elected officials to then control what goes on in this country.
Did my brain not wake up this morning? Because for some reason, I'm not understanding shit today. Like everything you just said was like you just made me think I don't even have any clue what the deep state is. Like I didn't understand. Did you understand what he said, Mark?
I kind of did, yeah.
You kind of did? All right. I got
He's talking about.
Want me to explain it again or no?
Well, my understanding is that the people that are in the deep state look at somebody like the president as like the presidents come and go. These deep state people
have been around forever.
Right, have been around. They're not elected.
Right. They're bureaucrats, right? And a good way to look at it too, right, is to very much compared to like the mafia, right? You have the Don, the president, who, I mean, unlike, the
mafia doesn't exist.
It's a figment of the FBI's imagination to prejudice against Italian Americans.
Yes, 100%, man. Mm-hmm. Free John Gotti. King Handel says, At Brian, sounds like politics. Yeah, Brian is very political. He's a politician.
No, I mean, it's just like, it's at the end of the day, it's about money, right? That's what it comes down to. It's about money. So you have to, one, follow the money and then see where it goes. And all of the tax money that we pay in goes to supporting these 3-letter agencies. And these 3-letter agencies are where everything gets fucky. I'm talking about the FDA, the DEP, right? And CIA, FBI, NSA, that's
NWA.
NWO, WEF, even though that's not part of the federal government. But I'm saying these are the organizations. That's where the dough flows to, and these people aren't elected. They're the people who pull the strings, and they're in cahoots with the people who get elected. Because all the people, look, FDA, right? Let's just take the FDA for example. These are people who are not elected. Some of them are appointed by the president, right? They get appointed because they come from pharmaceutical companies and then get appointed to the FDA, and then they approve drugs for their friends at the pharmaceutical companies. That's the deep state, people. That's it. That's what it is.
Stephen Buddha says Brian is a shit stirrer, not political. He's definitely a shit talker. And that's why I love you, Brian. But once again, man, I don't know what the fuck you were just talking about. Sound like a bunch of gibberish to me, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe what you said made sense. King Handle says it's wild how they make billions disappear. Well, I mean,
right.
The thing is, the more money flowing, the easier it is to take.
Yeah. Okay. So this is,
that's what I think. I think the more money coming in, the easier it is to take, and the harder it is to keep. Like, look at all that money we're sending out to fucking the Ukraine. They said billions of dollars have been fucking lost. They don't know where that money's going. They don't even know where all the weapons are going. Cliffy Icon says organized crime is multi-ethnic. There is no mafia. The Chinese actually were the originators of the Costa Nostra ideology. I mean, that doesn't mean there is no mafia. King Handle says, is the deep state hiring?
Yeah, dude, go work for Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer.
Yeah, gee, I like how you read all
look
of
at
that,
this.
but you go a little Italian accent. That was cute.
So this, on the left here,
that's the way you gotta say it, right?
La Costa Nostra.
La Costa Nostra.
This left side right here are the names of our former FDA commissioners, the head honcho at the FDA. These are the years that they were in office, right? And this is 97, then they're 01, 02. So it's just straight in order, right?
Yeah.
Then to this is the company that they went to work for right after they were commissioner of the FDA. And oh, look, the guy who had it right before COVID in 2019 then goes to Pfizer and joins the board as the fucking member of the board.
Nice.
Like, what gets me though is how like these people pop up out of nowhere. Like, take the whole COVID thing, right? Fucking out of nowhere comes Fauci.
Bro,
Anybody
they don't. No, listen, dude. Listen, bro. They don't come out of nowhere. They come out of nowhere to you because you don't know shit about these 3-letter agencies. That's the deep state, dog. He's been in there forever, dude.
I know. He's been there. I know he's been there forever. I know that. But like, I don't remember him making any calls ever. I don't remember ever seeing him on TV. I don't remember him, I don't remember us ever caring about who this dude was, man.
Look at this shit, bro. This is Open Secrets is a great website. It's called Following the Money in Politics. I used to work for this guy, right? When I worked for Mike Pence. When I worked for Pence. Yeah. I worked for Pence when he was the House Republican Conference chairman. Right?
He used to get him underage hookers.
And dude, it's like, look, this is the guys. I was the hooker. This is the guys. This is like just look where this is actually where I was with them at the House Republican Conference right here. But it's just like they go from private sector, lobbying agency, private sector, Congress office. Like these people just work in DC, dude, and they just pull the fucking puppet strings,
Bro 12002, welcome back, bro. Says China and India, if we can believe what they say. What's that referring to? I kind of got lost. A lot is being said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,